Great and great afternoon, morning, and evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. So, welcome to 213 edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. I will tell you that the market at the global scene is still very mixed, but I will tell you that because of changing variables we're seeing that the mixed market is also telling investors where they are heading to because the economic data we're seeing, really macroeconomic data we're seeing, have showed us that these economies are rebounding. That means the fear of recession globally as before now is slowing down because we've seen that business in China has opened globally. That means most Euro countries can be exporting now and importing. And that will also boost activities. And you can see that in the oil market because of the zero restriction in USA was lifted since then. You can see activities of this market looking up. And don't forget that the Asia market for the past almost 4 to 5 months have been in a bullish trend, despite the mid session we are seeing now a lot of what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. But I tell you that the numbers that are going to emanate from European zone as all eyes are at the US January inflation data. I'll tell you when this figure also hit the market, going to shape psychology of investor or their sentiment. And for that, any investor that is in any market you are trading, any assets you are trading, I'll tell you that price is very key and also rate is also very key. And when you look at price and rate, you need to combine with what with time. That is what we need to guide you to make what inform investment decision as we speak now. That means it's not a time for any investor in any instrument you are to be panicking, but rather your investment objective, your entry strategy, your exit strategy, your profit target will also guide you at this time. Especially down here in Nigeria, that our market we are already in the peak of any season ahead of what a major election. That means cautious trading between now and end of the month of the February will be there. But for those that are income investors, I've emphasized that if you're income investor, you don't need to panic about whoever is going to win election. What you need that whether somebody win or not, the company where you are invested is going to pay your dividend. That is for income investors. But for we traders that want to look at sentiment or the kind of perception that will drive the price of this equity, you need to slow down and watch those stocks that are pulled back. But for those that are income investor, you need to stay very into stock like GTP, Zenith Bank, UCAB, you know that their dividend is coming. You don't need to panic. But for those that want to trade, relax and watch what the market. Always I say realize that this sentiment will also slow down because when you say cautious trading, people are not jumping to the market fully. That's why I say it's caution. I mean, it is when they come fully with their money that you can see that money is chasing stock, that you can see price going. But the good thing is that the so-called reform we are seeing, especially the standard design, it's a plus for the market. If you look at some macroeconomic data, the ability remains stable, especially if you look at what is happening in the FS market, that stability. That means if we can get it right, going to the future, we might have a stable exchange rate, and also we have to work on our export. For me, it's a good one. But for those that are targeting what we call post-election rally, that will also come when finally a winner is announced after the presidential election. That tells you that for investors that are in the market now, the good thing is that the recent bond that was announced that opened today, go and check the rate compared to the last one they did. But then there also a decline. That tells that this is like a planned action by the government not to put it on a high rate. Why? Because cost of servicing our debt is already high. At the same time, this is the first time we're seeing a real divergent or what we call disconnection between the monetary policy rates and CCB rate and what we're seeing in the bond market now. Despite there was adjustment what in NPR, we see that other rates in the market are coming down. Investors should wise up. It is that the government is not ready to send more money or to borrow at a high cost because the cost of also serving debt is high. And at the same time, if they come to the market with a high cost to borrow, they're going to push this private sector away from the market. That means government will crowd the market. That if you look at for those that are looking at because our budget is deficit, government will rush them out to borrow at a high rate. I will tell you, think twice. Yes, we know that they might change mind tomorrow, but you as an investor start thinking that where can I get my return at the fastest time? Because if you are looking at you have to get 10 and above digit or return, or let's say 10% and above, or even let's say 2 digit, 10, 12, 13, it's in the equity market because some of the stocks that we have seen so far that are dividend paying stock, their dividend yield is 10, 11, 12, 13. for me, it tells you that you can make sure a short return in this aspect of the market than going to put your money in treasury bill for a whole year to be earning a 2.24%. Can you reason? If I put down my money, for example, I bring out your 1 million naira and put for and give government a treasury bill, they give you 24,000 naira for a whole year. I tell you, inflation before the end of the year would have finished. Even when they bring back your money for you, I tell you that your money cannot buy anything again. This is you have to wise up as an investor. It tells you that for those that are in the equity market, take advantage of of the dividend paying period, which is the earning season. We know that in our market, because for us about 80 to 85% of companies said had December as year end. That means between now and end of March, we're going to see these companies, their audited result for 2022, and it's going to come with reward. That reward means dividend. If that dividend is coming, it's going to impact the price of these stocks. For example, now someone called me today when I was driving down home, from where I went this morning. He said, if you can to pay 2 naira dividend, what will the price look like? I said, I said it's going to drop to 12 naira, and it's possible. You know that in this class we have been discussed that you can come with a better result at the end of the year. You have seen that first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, but the full year is very, very important. It's going to come any moment from now. And when it comes and they pay that 2 naira, where will they see the price? 18.20. And if I enter at 15 naira, you have made almost what? Almost 50% at 18 naira. These are the things to guide you that those that are dividend income investors don't need to panic whether election is tomorrow. Because why? You know why you are investing into that stock. Back to international market. Yes, as I said, if I look at the US market now, it's mixed. I think that Dow is in red, while S&P and Nasdaq is in green. But the good thing is that all eyes are on what? On US inflation. I mean, that is a consumer price index on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, and also in Europe, also expecting that an outlook, to give what outlook for that zone for the next, for the remaining rest of the quarter and also the second quarter. These are the things we expect. And don't forget, as we speak now, I said earlier that European market are still in green. Or you can see that, even UK, Germany, all of them are in green as to speak now. But Asia market is also mixed, but still a trending market. In Africa market is mixed, but Nigeria, which is NGS, is slightly in green. But one thing to look at the oil price now, which is the oil price have rallied as high as almost 87 last week when the market closed the week on the oil market positive. But this morning, I think the market pulling back again. Oil price. That's why this opportunity, this is trading is what drives volatility in the market. As oil price going up and down, volatility is also happening in equity space on other investment instrument. It tells you that you as an investor don't panic in taking your decision. Take decision based on number, especially for those that really attended the weekend live class. I told you that you look at what is company payout ratio as speak now. Now we have seen most of the companies audited account for 2022. Those go and check what is their payout ratio as at the previous year 2021 and what is their earning position as at the result that they unaudited. I know they're not audited, but give you an insight what's likely to come at the end of the day as dividend. Have it at the back of your mind. But those that are early filers, who I know that from Thursday this week, start seeing those early filers hitting the market, especially expected to see you can releasing the result before end of this week, either Friday. And that tells you that if start seeing them, going to also change the face of the market. This morning, you have notified the market of the approval of their board meeting. That means they've sent the result to Central Bank for approval. It tells that these are the first year banks. I know that dividend will come and their dividend is going to also support their price. And I tell you that what is happening in the economy today, whether there is Naira redesign, there is a scarcity of Naira, whether there is an MPR, it's kind of hiking or raising MPR, it's a plus for the banking sector. And also, if the economy remain in this recovery state, it's a plus for the banking sector because anywhere in the world, the banking sector that drive the economy. If the economy is doing well or bad, it will reflect. For me, that is why investors that know that banking sector is the most consistent sector in dividend payment because it's part of assessing bank what value or to know that this bank is well balanced, the balance and all. That's why as you are looking at all this, also look at the bank's capital and adequacy issue, which is also all of them are very green for our banks. It says that these banks are strong. That means if you look at the earnings now, it tells you what's likely to come up at the end of the day. For me, investors should not panic in this kind of market. Yes, know that election is around the corner. That's why I said we'll see a mixed trend or cautious trading between now and end of the month of February, sorry. And don't forget that at end of February, by March, start seeing also AGM. Well, for those banks that want to release the results in this February, before end of March, they'll be paying you this dividend. You can see that these banks are liquid. For me, you don't need to panic. Rather, just take your investment decision and relax yourself. Once this is done, you are good to go in the market. And the good thing is that this market goes up and down to create opportunity to buy low and sell high. But if you look at the chart, which we are going to do later, before we go to the chart, I want to look at what is happening in the market generally, because it's very, very important that we note what is happening in the market as we speak now. I've given you all the scenario within the global market and our market at this hour, as all eyes and words on macroeconomic data, inflation data, and world earnings. Here in Nigeria, we're able to see our January inflation data from Bureau of Statistics, and also more companies to release their audited account. We have seen those that came from MTN they go before now. We expect to see more from what from UCAP, from I mentioned earlier, from Nigeria Brewing, from Nestle, from Dangote Cement, from WAPCO, which is Lafarge Africa, from Boa Cement. These are coming. These are early further that we expect, because these companies do not release what their audited account in January, and these are big names in the market. Once they come with their dividend, that will go to shape, change the shape of the market, or give the market a clear direction where the market is going. As I said, relax at this time and watch the market with your eyes open. There's no cause for alarm as we speak. But we need to look at what is the market doing now. What is the state of the market as we speak. But this is a live class. We need to know whether the market is in green or in red. But good thing is that the market is flat as we speak now, just slightly in green. Market is gaining just 0.98. That means 6.98. That means market is up marginally compared to what in almost the same thing the market lost on Friday, 0.01, 0.06 as at Friday. For this one, the market is in green, trading around the 54,333.11. That is what the index is now. Market is up 0.01. That's it, this marginal. And if you look at the market breadth is strongly positive. But they will have 12 gainers and just 5 losers. That's that we're having more buyers in the market at this time than sellers. For having 12 stock on the green and 5 on the red, tells that we're having more people to jump forward for the dividend is ahead of. And that, want to look at the top losers as we speak now. Look at the top losers of the 5 now. I see that these 5 are one computer warehouse group is the first one, followed by you can see that Master the insurance is there. You can see also UBN, which is a Union Bank of Nigeria. You can see Fidelity, and also can see GT Code. These are banking stock you can see here, but I'll tell you what is happening in GT Code, Fidelity Bank, and the Master Insurance is just profit taking for investors to know. There's no cause for alarm. Especially for GT Code and Fidelity, Master will expect dividend from them. If you are seeing their number pulling back now or their price, it's an opportunity for you to buy, because we know that this banking sector are especially known for GT Code and Fidelity. We expect to see a good dividend payout from this for this company. But let's look at the advancers to speak. I told you that we have 12 advancers, but the top 5 you can see that Conway was also leading the market with about 10%, trading around the 35 to 36 naira. For me, it's a good one for Conway. Also GSK, Gato Mix now have rebounded, also trading around the 6 naira 80 kobo. You can see mutual benefit. Vitafoam is also back on the gainer chart. Also Honeywell here on the gainer chart again. You can see last week we saw Honeywell on the losing chart, but today, first period of the week, we're seeing Honeywell back again on the track. For me, market is still very, very strong. I believe that, like I said, expect a missed market because of cautious trading. Those that made profit will be taking profit, while those that are taking advantage of the pullback in price to take advantage of what the low price and buy. That means we don't have issue in the market as we speak now. But volume is very, very important when you are trading. Which are those stocks that are topping the volume chart? We need to look at those stocks. As we speak now, UBA is leading in terms of volume. Trading at 8 naira 35 kobo, with a volume of 15.8 million shares traded so far in UBA. And those of this morning, I tell you, UBA just announced what they are that's one of their board meeting that they've approved their audited account for 2022, but they have sent it to Central Bank for approval. They have to wait for their primary regulator to approve before they can publish this number. That is why they have to send it to CBN. Then the next one that's on that volume is Access Corp. I say these are the banks too. You can see, I tell you that bank is the one that investors toast. Apart from the recent move in telecoms, agriculture, and the healthcare. Before now in Nigeria market, banks are, and also banks are sustained that because of consistent dividend. You can see that look at the volume chart now. You can see UBA leading, followed by Access Corp with about 13.8 million shares. And see Zenith Bank trading around the 25-20 naira. Access is at 9 naira 10 kobo. But for Zenith Bank, it's trading at just 4.2 million shares, followed by Jais Bank. Jais Bank at 90 kobo, trading about 2.06 million shares. And WAPCO is also on that chart. WAPCO is trading at 25 naira 85 kobo, 2.28 million shares traded so far. for me, the market is still very, very much in order. Yes, we can see that the overall market is getting just marginally, but you can see that other sectors we can see activities already, especially in the banking sector and and the industrial goods. You can see the life of WAPCO on the gainer chart. For me, it's a good one for investors so that you know that this time that anything around the corner and also dividend announcement is what we're looking at to see corporate action of these companies, pull your position and what. But don't forget, I said it, that don't fall in love with stock market. When you see a market that's going up and you're making profit, cash out your profit. Then if market pullback, opportunity for you to buy into what? Into any stock at a lower price so that when it goes up, you make money. This is how to trade now. Yes, we'll now go back to our live chart to see what the chart is saying as we speak. No, chart is very, very important when it comes to what? Investment. Before I go to chart, yes, for those that missed the live class, we have about 11 stock that's giving us a sell signal. Why about 18 has given us also a buy signal. For those that missed the class, I want to get this stock that giving us a buy signal and those that do not sell signal. As usual, you can send communicate through the WhatsApp group or call my colleagues in their numbers, which I know you know, or you can call me direct after the class so that we will give you those stock. For those that are already in the premium class, don't need to worry. We have discussed them in the last class on Saturday. But for those that are not there, I think this opportunity for you because between now and end of March 31st, you have opportunity to also take advantage of the bumper pack at around 50K for subscription. Why? Once the 31st, subscription will go back to what, to 70,000 naira. That means take advantage of this period now and also make sure that you key into this this buy and sell signal so that at the end of the day, you don't stop to buy. But I believe that once you get our election right, the post-election rally will come, and that will also create good money for those that are smart. Those that are fearful will also be standing on the sideline, while those that are rich trader like us will know that once you see a sign, I'm telling you, once it's a day, 2 days to this election, I will tell you, can see permutation here and there, and once you're able to get, like I tell you that whoever that win as president, either former Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu or Atiku or Obi, whoever that win, will give confidence to the economy and to the market. But don't expect that once they win, start attracting foreign investment immediately. No. But once they win, because we get the election right and there's no rancor, there's no unrest, that will boost the confidence of local investors first. And that will also push equity prices up. And when you start seeing reform for different sectors that will come, people that come as leader or as a president, putting the cabinet together, start reforming the sector, that's in that reform on part of what on different industry, and that will change the face of the market. And like I tell you that the move was seen already in the financial market with the Naira design and calling back money that's after the bank offer is for policies of the monetary policy to make effect, to make impact when they, because if you are making adjusting rate up and the money outside the coffer of the bank or in circulation is informal is less than about 3.2, I can't say according to CBN, right? It's outside. But now they to suggest they're bringing about 2.3 trillion back. It's good for us, and that will mean that any policy that will come from the monetary policy or CBN will make more meaning. And for us, like recent diversion we're seeing, you can see where it's coming from. The government not ready that yes, now they are seeing excess of oversubscription in this options they are doing. It is that's why they are not adjusting rate or their rate of borrowing up, or rather putting down. See, they are getting money for what from the prime minister. There is too much money in circulation. For me, for those that are really investors, you know that once there is problem and the rate in other windows are low, where do they go? They leave the world to equity market where they can take calculated risk and get their return. For me, I believe that once we get the election right, we'll see this market maintaining this momentum. Don't forget that since the month of November, market has taken off. They have broken out the 15 years high, still on that direction. Once able to make another leap now from where it is now, market heading forward 55,000 mark. And I believe that those high capital that are yet to move, when they start moving to change the face of the market, that means you don't need to panic at all. Rather, invest. That's why you are in this class. So you invest, you are not panicking, you invest with confidence because you know what you are doing. Yes, like I said earlier, we quickly go back to our chart. This is the chart here. You can see this green line now. Market has broken out. This where you see my cursor now is where the market hit 54,290. I know I've said it last time in this class, but we want to check where is it now. Market has broken it slightly and tested about 54,441.81, and market has started trending. And market is still on that start trending. Will tell you that market is looking for what? A trigger. You see markets are trending or ranging. Tell that market is looking for information that is positive or what, or negative. Positive information will make it to lift up, and when the negative information, market will start back. Yes, you might say that as we're expecting earnings to come, that we have factored these earnings into what, into the, we have factored this earnings into the price we are seeing. I'll tell you no. Like I said when I said that if Yoka now announce a 2 naira dividend, by Friday or Thursday, and that would take that stock easily to what, back to what, 20 naira, and also I tell you that will be very very good for the stock. As we speak now, the stock last year paid about 150 kobo, and their earning per share is also on the move, which I believe that once we get it right, the forecast and the earnings come out, are going to also make money in that stock. For those that are there, like I tell you, like you can take profit from what you have made and leave the remaining one for in the market for us also to see what the dividend will look like. But learn how to take profit at any time you are in the market, because that is why you are in the market to make what, to make profit. Because when market go back and increase your stake, but when it's opportunity, the market are giving you profit take. But if you fail to take that profit, it's the market will collect that profit from you. Yes, market is attending here. I want to quickly call up our what we use our indicators in this class. I know many of you are familiar with what we use for our trading here in this class. Let me call them up. I want to look at MACD this time. It's very, very important. Where is MACD? Position of MACD. Look at our money flow. Then our T line is constant, and at any multiple time frame, whether on a daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, our T line remains. That means if you're a trader, you must know what to guide you to see the momentum behind the stock and where the stock is heading to. Is very, very important, so that you know at the end of the day it will become better for you to work to take a firm decision with all this. But before we go further, you can see here the T line is already telling you what about the market. You can see from here, market has attended even when it touched the peak here. You can see where the market is heading to. You can see, and also if you look at the T line, the T line, market above the T line. But if you come down and look at your MACD, yes, MACD might be a lag indicator, but it still gives you information that help you to know what you are doing. Like MACD is already still bullish. I tell you guys, it has not confirmed. Let's quickly look at the. Let me look at it very well here before we conclude to know what is happening in MACD now. Yeah, MACD is still, for me, is still bullish from what I've just said now on the chart. That means if MACD is still bullish, it's still good. And money flow is still looking up slightly, and around the 81.94. That is almost 82. For me, it tells that fund is still entering the stock, and that's why even market is trending as we speak. We are seeing that there is still, kind of a strong momentum. Tell you that there is strength behind this rally. Let's quickly look at this chart on a 1 hour chart. That will also give us an insight for. On the 1 hour chart, you can see that market is flat on the T line. It has not broken down up. But if you look at your MACD on the 1 hour chart, after it's bearish. You can see it here below. That's a bearish. And the money flow is also looking up gradually. Where it has gone, it's looking up now around the 38.40 once across, and this is what a 1 hour chart. For me, it's also good. But market is still waiting for what a trigger. Like I was saying earlier, if the number we're expecting come and beat expectation, we might see, because we're already seeing volume returning back to the market gradually, but not on a huge impact, but gradually, and you are seeing volume and you are seeing a buy or a mixed market. A mixed market that we are seeing buyers more than the seller, that people are still, even when people are still selling to take profit. That's why you must know how to look at your work, your fundamental at any given time, your technical and your sentiment report. We have this trading perspective analysis. It helps because you need to know what is behind the price you are seeing. For me, this is a good one for the market now. But let's quickly look at I want to show you one chart again so that it will help us to always understand some things. As at Friday, you can see the market on the weekly chart where the market is. You can see market as at there for a breakout. And that's actually what we are seeing now. As at last week Friday, you can see the end of the market for the week. See, after breaking down slightly, breaking out slightly the last strong resistance level, which is also the top, breaking it out. But we're seeing that market can also build on this up picking from here. But the good thing why I say that I want to show you the strength behind it. You can see that the momentum here is still very, very strong on the weekly chart. But I won't show you that without letting you see what is happening on the weekly time frame as at Friday. So you can see that still above the T line. The T line is this green line, this black line here, and these are the 50 days moving as exponential and simple moving average. These two blue and red. Market is even above them. But if you look at the momentum here, you see that yes, momentum is looking down, but it has not broken down the middle line, which is 50. Just also resting on top of the 80. You can see that Still very strong on what on a daily chart for what for the momentum. These are the things I want to just quickly show you so that you look at it and we'll continue our class. These are the things you should look at when you are looking at this thing as a trader or investor. You don't panic in the market because things are moving what in the direction you were expected to move. But you can see also that despite the Mundi and the S&P target of the banks and other stuff, the banks are remain stable. Like I said earlier, it's for those banks that want to borrow outside Nigeria that will help us. If we get it right after the election, the same agents that have targeted these companies, these banks and the sovereignty of Nigeria will also upgrade us again. That's why you as an investor look at those individual stocks you are targeting, those sectors you are targeting, and also look at their consistency in dividend payout, and also the earnings that support that dividend payout is very, very key at this season. That is what I want to say. I know as regard that at this hour. It's key that we keep our eyes on it, and once we're able to get it right, there's no cause for alarm, because I know that no investors are really looking out for these numbers that are really yes. Now I want to look at the individual stocks. We'll start from those that are on the loser chart. Let's quickly look at the GT code that is losing this morning. Now you can see the marginal down. Look at Fidelity and the Mansard before we now come for the those that are on the gainer chart to see how far they will go. Quick one, look at the yeah, so what is happening in Mansard. No, let me start with GT code first. GT code. This is on a 1 hour chart. You can see the stock is flat on what on the T line. I can see also it's slightly trying to turn bullish on MACD, but I'll tell you that money flow is low below 20, reading around 15. This is 1 hour chart. But to go back to a daily chart, on the daily chart, I tell you the stock is strong. You can see that money flow is trading 70.75 and above, which is good. And you can see that it's still above the T line, even at a little pullback we're seeing the price. But once it cross the tail line down, you can see the power of seller. Also, you can see also here that it's becoming bearish little on what on the daily chart. If I look at MACD here for me, but it's good to watch all this so that you know what is happening. But I will tell you, as all eyes on the earnings of these companies or these banks, you don't need to panic at all. The reversal of this sell we're seeing now or a signal is very, very high. Yes, look at the I said the other one. Look at Fidelity here. It's also Fidelity. Look at what is happening in Fidelity Bank. Look at what is happening in Fidelity Bank. Let's see what is happening there right now. We're seeing that yes, Fidelity on a day chart. You can see that it has crossed the T line. Even when it tried to cross above to bounce back, it tested it up here, but still on the down here. You can see once able to come up here, that's a good one. But I can see that there's already a profit taken already in what in Fidelity Bank. You can see it here looking down here. But I think when you pull back below 5 or close to 5, that would be nice. But also if you look at market, it has given a sign of what a bearishness. I see that it has confirmed what a bearish signal already before crossing. You can see this hour night has scrolled down. And money flow is still above 50 readiness. But this on a daily chart, which is good one for Fidelity. Mansard, as I said, let's look at what is happening in Mansard. Mansard Insurance, you can see that it's wicked to know. Mansard Insurance was this morning. You can see that that stock is you can see that it's above the T line. You can see where it is and where the T line is. Good one. And MACD is confirming what a bullish trend already. Money flow reading almost 78. Good one for the stock for Mansard this morning. Let's see on a 1 hour chart what is happening in that stock. Let's see what is happening in that stock. On the 1 hour chart, you can see there's okay, no wonder we're seeing a slight red now. In the last 1 hour, the stocks on a sell now. People are taking profit here. You can see it here, but the stock have not moved so far to build market forces to speak. But let's keep our finger crossed for the stock. But for those stocks are gaining, I want to quickly check what is happening in corn oil. Let's look at corn oil first of all. What is happening in corn oil? Yes, this stock I saw their earnings was powerful, and those that are in the live class know what we discussed about this stock. You can see, but that meet our target in one of the buy sell signal. I think we are giving a signal to sell today, and for those that are selling today, we almost get making about 30%. As at Friday or this morning, we're moving about 21% already, with the almost 10%. Now that's almost 30% in the just less than 6 trading days. From last week, we give signal to now. For investors that are smart, traders that are smart, fine. For those that are waiting for dividend because the earning pressure has improved, but because I released its audited account, unaudited account, before to release audited will be before 31st. For those that are selling now, can really go and play around another stock and also come back for the stock. And if you are a trader that made 30%, then nothing stop you from exiting and come back and also take some position again. Especially you can take profit and some stock also be waiting to run with the dividend at the end of the month. Learn how to take profit in the market. All the indicators are positive for corn oil. You can see the way it is in terms of money. This is a 1 hour chart. You can see it really very powerful. Let's go to a day chart to get a full position. You can see that the stock is making move, making move. This is a day chart. You can see where it is now. You can see that all are in favor. Almost money flow is 100%. You can see that there's strong demand. And when you see 100% buying in position in stock, those that are on time to read the sentiment report I will send, you know what I mean by this. For stock to be reading money flow 100%, you know what it is as we speak now. For me, this is a good one. Then quick one, you can still look at the life of GSK and the Vital Food before we'll call it a day because of our time. Parameters, can look at FCMB. FCMB is another that I know that is giving us another opportunity that investors should also look forward to see what is happening there, because we need to take advantage of what is happening in the stock. I think that stock also has something good that investors should also consider to see what is happening in that stock. Let me look at what is happening in GSK. GSK, you can see GSK this morning on a day chart. You can see that it's still below the T line. You can see it here down here. But for me, you can see that it has almost touched at almost 68 down here. You can see the money flow is looking down. But once it finds a reversal, we'll get to know. But let's keep our finger crossed for the stock. For the last one, and let's look at the Vital Food. Then quickly look at what is happening in FCMB. Now quickly before we draw the curtain for today. Continue from where we stop tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace. Vital Form as we speak now, if you look at the chart, you can see the chart is seated at the top below the T line, but trying to resist a further decline. You can see but it's among the stocks that are gaining this hour. But I believe that once the chart is able to read it, also let's go to 1 hour chart and see what is happening in 1 hour chart. 1 hour chart also tells that the stock is resisting a decline. You can see this is a hammer here. When market is going down, I saw this hammer, you see this hammer, created a sign of a rebound. I want to see the stock going up from here. Let's watch and see what happens. Final one, let's look at FCMB. That stock has potential. If you're in that stock, put position. If you see any opportunity, that you want to do that, we are good to go and see what is happening in that stock. It's very, very important. I can see now on a 1 hour chart, you can see that the stock is in the last 3 hours, I can see that the stock has been on a good position. For me, I think investors should keep their eyes on this stock. This 1 hour chart was saying the stock's almost becoming bullish. Market is already becoming bullish. Our money flow is above 50. For me, on a 1 hour chart, good one for the stock. Also on a day chart, you can see that the stock also trying to break out, around the 450, which is a good one for those that want to take position. 450, 460. You can see it, and I see the stock also coming by. Yes, market is a sign of bearishness, but I believe that any figure information that will change this stock, but we need to also watch it because the earnings that came from the stock was very outstanding, and that must support the payout if this company will change their work, change their tradition, but they are very conservative. But if they start on the strength of earnings of 4 naira, 1 naira 64 kobo, and they're expecting less than 50 kobo from the stock, that will change the face of the stock. If they pay 50 kobo, don't surprise to see the stock around 687 naira, that alone, because what we saw dividend payout have changed the life of Unity Bank, and if the management of FCMB are really conscious of the price and also the faith investors having in that company, with this outstanding performance, I think something good should come out at the end of the day. On this note, I will say thank you for your time for today, and also see you tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your trading days today. Yes, for those that are still interested in knowing this 18 stock that has a buy signal, reach us after this class, and those 11 that also have a sell signal as to speak, because I tell you between now and the end of the month of February, we're going to see what a caution and a mixed market as all eyes are on what macroeconomic data as to speak. On that note, I shall see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. Bye.